Hello, everyone. I'm Tameka Bryant, and I'm coming to you today to kind of talk about what I've had on my heart for about the last year. And now I'm doing something about it. So, many of you who know me know that 2024, you keep hearing me say 2024 more in 2024, that kind of thing. Many of you who know me know that I have been an investor, a realtor, developer, all of those things. But a couple of things that people will ask me about is one, how did I manage to close over 3,000 transactions by myself with one assistant from time to time? And also, how did you do it with an independent brokerage and all of those things? And this year, I decided that this would be the year that I would bring people in and closer, and so that they can learn more about that independent brokerage model that they get to create. So I'm really excited. This last few months, it's just been crazy. I've moved from the space of anything traditional, right? And closing those 3,000 transactions pretty much meant that I needed to get outside of my box. I needed to get niched in my markets in order to do this. I needed to dominate these spaces. So, here in the last few months, I've just been positioning to dominate a new space, which is hotels and some other stuff that I've got going on, mostly on the commercial side. So as I'm working through putting things together, working with my teams, working with the brokers in my offices and things like that, uh, I decided, I'm like, hey, the best thing I can do is pretty much, I know how folks are. They really like to know what's happening, what's going on. So, in the time that I have been a real estate broker, and in 2024, it'll make 20 years that I've run this independent brokerage. During this time, I have been and a part of every organization from NAREB to NAR, from state organizations. I've been the MLS president, I've been Realtor of the Year, all of these kinds of things, so that I could very much so figure out the secret sauce for what my company needed to look like and how I could work my company for 20 years and then how to set it up for the next 20 years or whatever it is that I want to do. Because the thing that and people have not quite figured out is that, or don't know, is that the majority of realtors are in independent brokerages. Yeah, I know. A lot of people didn't know that. And so it's time for this auntie to start spilling the tea. And I know how people like to hear tea and that kind of stuff. So that's what I pretty much did. I was cleaning up some stuff from our last Teach at the Beach conference, and I came across some of these tea mugs and our tea sets, and then also the Black Beach Bum mugs. As I was moving stuff around, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to come up with a series that spills the tea in this industry, in this real estate industry, specifically for the independent broker. So for people who are new and thinking about, maybe I want to start my independent brokerage, or those who are independent brokers who are somewhere standing on out there who feel like they're on their own island, I want those folks to get around this table behind me and really get the tea of what these organizations don't want you guys to know. So most of you may not even have known, but I had to go under a gag order. Yes, a gag order for the information that I knew and came across. Okay. So that gag order is now off. And now I am spilling the tea, but only for those people who are interested. I am no longer going to be talking to vacant groups, people who are kind of in and out, fake friends, just over here, over here. If people want it, they'll sign up for the classes, their individual classes, or you can get the whole series and they're all taped. So you don't have to worry about if you can jump in or jump out. So that's what I'm doing. And that information is going to be launched. The days each month are going to change around based on my schedule. So people can jump in there, get their 2 hours of information and pretty much everything that they need for those different sessions. You can pretty much take the session from anywhere because it's going to be all online. I'm not doing any live classes for this because I'm really, really busy and I'm really focused on these development projects and they kind of take me away at any given time. So I just want you guys to know, look for the T. And that's what I'm doing for the independent brokers across the country who want to have this information. What I do remember is being that independent broker and kind of being out on my own because I had to open up my brokerage in a city where I didn't know anyone. I didn't know anyone and I had to start from scratch. And I started in my dining room with a couple of agents who I still know. And I had to go from there. So, how does this person who did not open their brokerage in a city that they knew anyone in, uh, put the work in and become in the top 1% of sales, close more than 3,000 real estate transactions, become Realtor of the Year, the first African American MLS president in Missouri and Kansas, coach, trained, and consulted, and helped other major brands open up their own offices, and even so much as having, international offices now. How did I do it? So that's what that series is going to be about. So I can help other independent brokers figure out what they want their brokerage's legacy to be, what they want it to look like. They get to control, you guys get to control how much money you make. You're an independent contractor. You're contracting these other associations and groups to do work on your behalf. So it's time to take that back and make them get to work on your behalf. Make sense? All right. So you guys just make sure that you get involved. And if not, refer it to someone else who you think may need the information. This is going to be for new and experienced independent brokerages because I find that even the experienced independent brokerages still are missing the mark on what it takes to kind of not only, survive in these markets, you have to thrive. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't want to live on ramen noodles. That was back college days or something when I didn't have any control. With all this real estate and wealth going around, you guys need to get a piece. So I'll see you from the top or at the top with me, one way or another. See you around.